Okay, we've just stopped resting. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Legend of Grimrock. I still have lots to say, like I made myself a little notepad as well, of little things that I've thought of that I wanted to say going forward, and I've not even started on them. First of all, one person noticed this. I didn't notice it until this one person mentioned it, so I'm just going to go out there and say it. I named Natalie wrong. Okay, Natalie in the LP is Natalie Pinecove, not Natalie Barradin. Facepalm. What is wrong with me? Like, my mind is rotting, guys. I have noticed it a lot in the past few years of my life, and this is just one of those examples. How could I forget that? The reason why I've named her Natalie Barradin, my account name for my main account in Guild Wars 2 is Barradin, and in the betas, I think I had a Natalie Barradin. And that's how it happened. I mean, just, I'm so stupid. I'm so thick. I can't... one of the reasons why I stopped doing my... LP, like lots of little things were getting to me, but with the Guild Wars 2 LP, one of the things that really pissed me off was when I did one of the Char episodes, like one of the last ones I did. We have another spider in this room, by the way. There he is. I named, like I was just referencing stuff that I'd done on my Char before, and I called him like Ash Legion when he was Blood Legion, and like how could I forget that? How could I be so stupid about that? And it just really wound me up that just stupid little things like that I was doing. And I don't know, I think I got a bit of a weird thing where I want the videos to be too good a lot of the time, and like I hold my standards too high, and in the end I get burnt out by it. And I never because I never really meet to the standards I have in my own mind for it. But anyway, like I named it, I referenced him wrong, and it really wound me up that I was doing stuff like that. And yeah, that was one of the little things. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back, I'd say, as far as that LP went. Anyway, look. Chaos is poisoned. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk about a different game there, guys. Chaos is poisoned. Kind of annoying. Now, what's going to happen is, while we're running around la-di-da-di-da, he's going to slowly take damage. He's got high vitality, so he should be fine poisoned. If we rest, he will regenerate, because the amount, like, per turn, basically resting is just delivering lots of turns to the game very quickly, but those turns heal you for a lot more than they otherwise would, like double, say. I'm not sure what the exact metrics are. If you wait for ages, eventually the poison will tick off of him, and just once. Oh, damn it. Okay, so it's also a random roll chance for how quickly it ticks off of someone. You can be waiting a long time on the rest screen for it to go away. There's two ways to cure the poison. One's through alchemy, which again I'll get into later, or one's just through resting. I'm going to be resting a lot of it, and I'll be cutting all of that out from the LP, so you guys can thank me later. Right, anyway, we can progress forward now, and we can do this interesting looking puzzle here. Very cool room. I really like this. I remember being here, this particular area of the dungeon I remember really well, because I was listening to like one of the Rooster Teeth podcasts, and I was just stuck here for ages just listening to the podcast and not really playing. So I have good memories of this from my first playthrough. But also there's a lot of other stuff. Like, for example, I got stuck on this. I got stuck down here. In this room, and I thought, well, there must be something else I can find elsewhere, and it led me to find this wall. I know I keep running in circles, I'm sorry, but here, look, it led me to find this wall with this switch. What this does is closes these trapdoors, but 3, 2, 1, it opens them again. So you don't get very long. Well, why would you want to do that? Well, let's have a look. There's nothing on that wall. But there's a switch on that wall. Okay, so what you need to do, this is a bit like where we turned off that portal in the previous floor. You just got to be very quick. You press the button, you barely give yourself time to turn around, you press the button, you back up off of it, okay? And what that's done is opened this door here, which has given us a secret. Hooray! Secret number 1 of the floor, or is it secret 2? I hope it's not secret 2. Cool item here. I don't think these are used enough in the game, honestly. I would have preferred it if the game had more of this kind of character development alongside the leveling up, and it was balanced to fit. But hey, this is a tome. Tomes in the game, you right-click them, and whatever character you right-clicked it on gets that benefit. So this gives us 25 health. Thick tome that thoroughly describes the diet and exercises of the hermits of Basalbiar. Okay, 25 health. Does that sound like a lot to you guys? Well, Natalie has 52 health, so we're going to increase her health by basically 25% there. No, we're going to increase it by 50%. Chaos has already got 122, so he's really tanky at the moment. And Liz has got 76. Arachnids has 35. So on my test run, I was kind of thinking, who do I want to play on? But owing to the fact that somebody had mentioned, and I kind of agree with this, that really you rarely ever get attacked from behind in this game if you're careful, I'm going to put it on Natalie. So she's high dex, but she's also got this extra health to help her out. So there we go, that's that secret. However, do not stop there, fellow dungeon explorer people, because there's a shuriken here, No, I am being an idiot. Okay, yeah, do stop there, fellow explorer, dungeon type people. There are lots of secrets here, though. Okay, so we've got that one. Now we're actually going to come down into this pit. And there's no monsters in here, I don't think. No, there's not. Okay, so this room clearly got some stuff going on. There's this portal here, which will just take us back up to the top. Also, when you're down in these areas, that's where we drop down. You can actually see the holes in the roof, right? So you can get an idea for where this other stuff is. There's another hole there. There's quite a few, and a lot of the drops in this dungeon, for some reason, put you in this little area. So that's kind of weird and something I wanted to point out. There's also a pressure plate here. But if you listen, it doesn't seem to do anything. We're going to drop a rock on it, though. We're going to keep it weighed down. The old lots of pressure pads trick. So we've also got this room with a gate and another portal over there and 2 pressure pads. Well, as we know from before, we can place rocks. This puzzle like totally went over my head on my first run through, because even though on the previous floor, was it like the first floor, I knew that you could pick stuff up through the grates, it never occurred to me to put stuff down through the grate. So I was always looking for a way to drop down directly into there, but you can't. Now what we can do here is try and place a rock, but that's just going to get teleported away by the thing. Interesting. So we can retrieve that. Wait, what? How did that work? Why did that work? Why did that work? That makes no sense. Why did that work? That shouldn't have worked, I don't think. Okay. Work. We do, however, have a hidden switch here, which turns off that. What I was trying to demonstrate to you there is that you can turn that off, and then that won't teleport the rock, and then you can come through, and the gate will be open, and you find this secret. Oh, so important, this secret. This secret gives you a bracer fashioned after a venomous tropical snake. The teeth of the snake bite into the forearm of its wearer. This thing is like a brace slot. Protection +2, resist poison +50. So important because of all the spiders. Okay, so we've got that. I put that on Natalie instead of Chaos, because obviously Chaos has got much higher vitality anyway. So, we've got that. That's another secret. Now, you might think, oh, okay, that's awesome, let's go. Whoa, hold up, Nelly. Hold up. Because you can turn this thing back on. And what happens if we go through there? We know what happens if you go through there. You might just assume this will take us back out, right? Well, let's have a look. Ah, see? Totally different area. There's the rock that we put through earlier. And voila, check it out. We've got a scroll of invisibility in this. Very powerful spell. Air Magic 19. I think if you only spec into Air Magic throughout this entire route, you'll be able to get that as soon as you pick up the scroll. But I haven't, obviously. The way magic works, actually, I want to explain this. This is a rune for fire, so you cast that, you get fire. This is a rune for earth. It looks like little mountains, so you get earth stuff. The other runes do different things. There's a rune here for air and a rune here for ice as well. But what about these other ones? Well, this one here is like a rune for bolt. So if we were a fire mage, we could go fire plus bolt, and we would cast a fire bolt. But I'm an earth mage, so I can go earth plus bolt and cast that. You saw me learn that earlier, but I didn't describe it. That's what happened there. Also, because we went into earth magic, you can see we're going to learn another spell in just one more level. And that spell is going to let us combine earth with this middle rune. Now, this middle rune means shield. So if we go earth shield, that will give us a poison shield, which is super helpful for the spiders later too. So that's another reason. Anyway, we're going to pull this lever. And we're going to be very disoriented trying to figure out. So this secret, just for the record, doesn't give you anything. It gives you knowledge that otherwise you might have from a previous playthrough or a walkthrough, which is very old school, I think. You know, you don't see that much since the internet came about. Nobody ever does quest design like that, where all you need is a password and you legitimately only need the password. It's nearly always like some scripted event where it's like, oh yeah, you need the password, but really you just need to speak to the NPC that will give you the password. And oftentimes now in games, they don't even make you rely on common sense to remember the password itself. It will just give you like the correct dialogue option when you get to the character, which is ridiculous, but hey, there you go. Right, so this room, got a rock back here. This will be handy for us. The game always gives us what we need. Oh, didn't want to do that. Okay, so yeah, maybe I did. If you get caught in these things, they're just going to teleport you back. Now, as you probably gathered, you can walk around with it, you see? So if we walk around, pressure plate, what have we done? Oh, we've opened the gate next to us, but we're caught there and we get stuck. So what do? Well, we can't go straight down there because obviously that's just going to what that will do is take us into the pit we were just in. So how does that help us? Well, you might have just spotted it. It's easier to spot if you're not playing and you get to just watch without panicking. If you throw the rock directly across, it will close this by landing on that pressure plate. Now we still need to have this gate though, don't we? Well, we can go and explore over there, so let's have a look. See whether we can find a switch maybe to turn off the teleporters, perhaps. Well, we've got a gate there with a switch that we can't quite reach. We got a trapdoor of doom there with an iron door on the far side and something else for alchemy there. We got some bombs here, which I'm going to give to Arachnia for when she runs out of energy and I can just like throw bombs. But otherwise there's nothing. So get your rock back. Well, no, not that rock. Get a different rock. Get this rock. This rock looks good. And what we're going to do is go into the middle. And this is really just a matter of timing. What you have to do is move to the left, place it through the grate on the pressure plate, and then slip through before the portal thing teleports a rock off of this pressure plate, because that will be what happens. If you were wondering why I didn't just do that straight away, then when this thing moves over, it will teleport the rock away. So here we go. We're going to wait for it to pass us. Now we're going to go. We're going to drop. Oh, no. And we're going to bugger up. No. Okay, right. The rock will have teleported back with us. Not like that. Where's the rock? Rock, hello. There we go, pet rock. I missed you, pet rock. Right. So we'll try this again. Oh man, how did you do this? I forget. No, this isn't good. I need the rock again. No, stop. Okay. Or do you... Maybe it wasn't that. Oh no, it wasn't that. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this doesn't work. You still don't get it in time. So what you have to do is, instead of waiting, because look, if we try it like this, there's nothing on the pad, there's nothing on the pad, all the while where we're still waiting because there's one obstructing us here. So what you need to do is move in underneath it and throw a rock the instant you can. So throw a rock like that, and then you can go through. You see? It gives you that little bit of extra time. Alright, so hopefully that was clear. Now we're in the tunnels. I'm going to precast, because suddenly, even though it's exactly the same textures, exactly the same ambient noise, it suddenly gets a lot scarier when you know these stupid spiders can jump out at you all the time. We've got a door here with a chain, which I believe just leads to a dead end. Nope. Hello. Shit, he moved. I don't think he's seen us yet. Prepare another spell. There he is. Fire. Crap. Where are you? I know you're there. I didn't mean to unequip that. Come on. There. Hello. Ooh. Now, I mentioned in a previous video about how, like, you can rest and stuff can find you in the darkness while you're resting and can attack you. I think I mentioned that. When I was talking about that, I was remembering very vividly this little section here, because this, like, little mazy type area, it's just awful for that, because there's spiders all over the damn place. And if you haven't, like, very meticulously exterminated them all, they will come, they will find you, and they will kill you. Okay, so we got 2 keys here for a door. Interesting, so we need 2 keys. That's what we're getting from this little labyrinth. Also, did I do it before? Yeah, also we've got this switch here, which lets us go back through here. Which lets us get back here. Now, the iron door on this floor comes with no, like, flavor text, which I think's a bit annoying, and I think it's a bit of a dick move, but we'll see. Okay, I'm going to swap the torch now before it goes out too much. But this is actually related to the first puzzle we did on the floor, which is kind of cool. First, we need to figure out how to get to the iron door. Interesting little thing here. This pressure pad, which closed that trapdoor, also at the same time opened that trapdoor. Sneaky. Doesn't tell you that happens, but if you've got a keen eye, or you're trying to figure out with the previous puzzle, then you might have found this out. So actually you can come here, you can get a thing, but there's no flavor text, you see. However, there is a gate here and clearly something behind it. That's understanding that you need to get to the other side of this gate by actually using your eyes and, like, using your map and knowing this is the iron door. Okay, and for example that this is the start. We can kind of deduce that we need to get across there somewhere. So that's how you're going to be working on getting into this iron door. So first, just kind of remember that. And this is all stuff you have to work out on your own. Right, so we've done that. We can leave the rock there now. You might want to place that back on there in case you want to go back for the save crystal at any time. It's up to you. I'm still going to try the sort of no save thing. But we'll see. I don't know, that might be suicide here. That door has got like a hive of spiders behind it, and I don't like it at all. So instead we're going to go this way. There are also kind of destructible environment type things here. You can break spider eggs, which obviously isn't going to make the spiders happy, but since when did we want to make them happy? Sometimes you can find arrows and stuff embedded in them. Here we've got a sign that says, I demand a sacrifice. Okay. We've also got a button. Opens a trapdoor there. This actually isn't too hard, I don't think. I didn't struggle with this. So you can drop a rock on there. You can open the trapdoor. And it just places at your feet there one of the keys. So hooray. It also gives you a silk hose, which I'm going to put onto this here for a little bit more protection. And then we can leave. But there's also a secret here. You might wonder, and I never wondered this my first time playing, you might wonder, well, what happens if I do it again? Well, it just gives you a secret, so there you go. And then you get the nomad mittens, which again I put on this. Actually, I probably shouldn't put on this. Let's put them on Natalie. I quite like these because they're the same kind of colour as Natalie's clothes appear to be, so I might just deck her out in nomad stuff and be like, yeah, RPing for the win. So yeah, that's that. We've got the one key, we've got the secret. Closed door here. This just kind of goes back into that like horrible spider nest area from before. So here we go. Actually, I'm going to precast. No, let me precast. Okay. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Because there's going to be so many. Now, what this does here is you don't go the way I just almost went, okay? Do not you dare. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Don't, like, back yourself into that corner up in that other area, because it's released all of the spiders, you see? See, I thought he was like a gargoyle for a second there. And then what you can do is you can have your back to a wall, basically, where they're all just attacking you constantly. Alright, you stand in the poison. How do you like poison? That's the problem with that earth spell, by the way, that you've got to stand there and take hits to get through it. But it's quite nice for a basic spell anyway. Right, we'll let that clear. Okay, I think there's like 2 more spiders we need to attack here. We'll regather our arrows as we go. Do keep an eye on the amount of arrows you have, because it is easy to lose them in the dungeon. And that's always something we don't want to happen. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that. Shit, Chaos is poisoned. Okay. I think after we've done this as well, will be a good time to show you guys alchemy. There we go. See, if you just dance around them, they're not that bad. I'm having an easier time with this than I did before, right? I don't want to do alchemy, though, with the potential that one more spider might come at me, so give me a... Ah, there you are. There you are, there you are, there you are. Fire, so I can keep backpedaling. Did he hit me with that? There we go. Right. Okay, good. So that's all of the spiders dealt with. This room, there's no puzzles or anything in this room. Do break a bunch of the eggs, though, because you can find stuff. And we'll find the key in here somewhere as well. That's the door on the other side. I suppose a more efficient way to do this dungeon would be to do this room first, and then you can open that door and just do the sacrifice puzzle, like right on the tail of it, because as you can see, like it's right there. But I came this way anyway. I don't know. Force of habit. I did it on my first run. I did it on the run I played earlier, and I'll do it again. Right. Okay. So Chaos is poisoned and he's badly wounded. How can Arachnia help him with that? Well, Natalie, last time we got this sack, okay? We're going to get the sack. We're going to take the mortar and pestle out. We're going to take these potions out. These don't stack on top of one another, so this is one example of how your inventory can start to become quite valuable. We've also got some tar beads and some cave nails. I've always in my own head thought of those as tar bread, and I know how stupid that is, but hey, there you go. So he's slowly dying. Right, we need to rustle him up a potion. Let's get our mortar and pestle out. Let's put a flask in, because we need a flask. And let's put some cave nail in. Well, there you go. Very simple. That's created anti-venom for us. So we'll go over, we'll give that to Chaos. Thank God he's still alive. He's also low. Let's say we're in the middle of a fight, perhaps, or we've just come off the tails of a heavy fight, but we're in an area where we can't rest to rejuvenate. Well, how can we heal him? Is there any way, I hear you ask, for us to get, like, instant health in this game? Well, there is. In the same way, we can get a flask, and we can put in a tar bead instead. And that will give us a healing potion. And it heals people for a substantial amount. So later on in the dungeon, you'll probably see me with these kind of potions pre-prepared. Once you've drank them, the flasks are emptied again, and you can put them back on your alchemist. Those are 2 very basic recipes, and it gets a lot more complicated. You know, these mushrooms and crap we've been picking up, like grim caps and things, they can all be used in alchemy too, and you can get some interesting potions. But the game starts you off with a potion of healing and anti-venom, both quite useful. So I'm actually going to make 2 more anti-venoms here, just for emergencies. And because we've got plenty of resources, actually, let's make a 3rd one, why not? There we go. And now we know we're ready. If anybody gets poisoned, we're sorted. Now, me going with an Earth Mage on Arachnia, me making sure I had the secret for the Serpent Bracer and having anti-venom poisons, it's going to make this floor much easier for me on this Let's Play than it might be in your own experience, or that otherwise you'll get the impression of. But, you know, I take a lot of precautions for this floor because I don't like this floor. Later on, I don't know, I feel like people kind of come into their own. When I do eventually upload my character creation video, which I probably will at some time during this bulk, you guys will see that I've basically spec'd my characters so they have low stats at the start, but they like scale better. That's a sword over there, by the way, which KS of course isn't using, so we can go forward. And there's also light armor there, which I don't really care for, so we're going to leave that too. Right, and we've got the 2 keys, and we can go forward. Oh, and can you hear that? Doesn't that sound brilliant? Do you know what? I'm actually subscribed to a guy on YouTube as well that does like tarantula videos. He just started again recently, which is really weird. At first I just watched the videos like out of like a morbid fascination, because I saw him doing like surgery on like this massive tarantula that had like failed its molt. And like this guy was like super emotional and really cared about this thing, and I was just like so fascinated that someone could develop such a connection to something that just like genuinely repulsed me. And I ended up watching his channel, and like after a long enough time, man, like I reckon I could deal with tarantulas in real life now. I really do. Not massive life-sized ones like this that will eat your face off, but I'm not so bad with spiders as maybe I used to be, just because of this guy's videos. But what was I? Shit! How did I even talk myself onto that? What was I saying? Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and on one of his videos, he's like got his biggest spider and his wife's like handling it. It's like crawling around in his living room. And that sound you just heard before that door, that's kind of the sound they make. They make this really weird, kind of scary, like rustling sound, and it just makes your skin crawl. It's ridiculous. Like, you don't really think of spiders as something that makes noise, but I'll tell you, any kind of creature that gets big enough will start making noise. And when you think of this kind of very, I don't know how to describe it, obviously hairy texture, but plasticky, hairy, kind of creaky texture all over their body, and like 8 legs as well, rustling around. Like, it makes this horrible noise, and you can hear it very audibly moving around in his living room, and it's just freaky. Anyway, right, why am I pissing about in here, you ask, Wooden Potatoes? Get a damn move on. No, how dare you. Now, remember what I said about trying to get behind that gate near the iron door here, yeah? We marked it before. Well, this is kind of behind it. This is as close as you're going to get to behind it as really as possible. You can come further down this corridor, but it's going to lead you into other stuff just deeper in the dungeon. And trust me, don't forget the gate leads this way, and we're not going to be able to get there. So, let's have a look at this room. Do you also remember that I said it's kind of related to the first puzzle in the game? A lone pillar of light stands alone in the night. What's the name of the map as well? Pillars of light, plural. Pillars of light. Are these hints, perhaps? Hints where you might not expect them to be? I would say yeah. So what you can do is try putting torches on here and see what happens. Well, nothing happens. And you can go all the way back to the iron door and it hasn't opened the door. There's no text or anything. You would just do that off of a hunch. Nothing happens. And then you think back to the original puzzle. I think this is the way you're supposed to work it out anyway. You think back to the original puzzle and it says, a lone pillar of light stands alone in the night. Well, what else can we do? Well, there are the braziers on the sides of the room. I mean, would that work? Possibly? Can we jump to that conclusion? Can we try that? Does that work? Well, so far nothing's happened. Well, what if we totally take stuff off of the middle pillar? Well, it's closed that door, and it's opened that door. I don't know. Do you guys like that? Do you think that's good design? In some ways, I think it's fantastic. I think it's genius. But in other ways, I'm not so sure. I think there should have been some small hint on a wall, perhaps. This wasn't something I managed to work out on my own first time through. There were iron doors I never got through. This was one of them. But yeah, it opens this. It takes us to this lever, which opens the iron door. Down that trapdoor just takes you again to that puzzle earlier with all the secrets in the area. So don't ask me why. They did so many like secrets in that one area with the same pit. But yeah, it's not actually difficult to get back there. We're going to equip a torch though. I know this torch is dying. We'll wait for the light to run out. When you go back, and of course you need to do that other little bit of the puzzle too, keep the rock off of there, to get into the iron door, and this will give us a huntsman cloak. Natalie already has a cloak. It's a tattered cloak. We're now going to give that to Liz. No, Liz. Come on. I keep clicking. There we go. We're going to give that to Liz. We're going to give Natalie the Huntsman Cloak, which gives us like double the evasion. It gives us extra dex, and it gives us vitality. I mean, win, 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 win. And also, you will see going forward with these skill trees, there's something that gives us. If you go far enough into dodge, it doubles the ability, bonus you get from cloaks, or just clothes in general. Yeah, no, cloaks and then clothes later. So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, we'll sort out all that tomorrow, guys. Thanks very much for watching. This might have been a longer episode, but this is a long floor. Thank you very much for watching. We're kind of about just coming up on halfway through now, I would say, ish. Thanks again, and I will catch you next time. See you next time, everybody.